So I don't know. 80, 81. Can't get that to show on the screen, sorry. 81, very stable 81 here. 50s, 60s, 40s, 20s, 30s, 50s, 60s, 40s. Okay, jumpy, very, very jumpy. Could be another bullet casing at the 81s, but we'll have a look. Get back to you in a moment. And it was indeed another bullet casing at 81. That one's also an 11. T. 2 on the top. I don't know if it's a D on the left. It looks like a D. Yeah, so. And look, it's a star shape. So this is a training round. Really? Interesting. That's an old one. Okay. Moving on. If this one is also a bullet, you won't be seeing this. You'll never know this clip existed. Let's have a look at this one. That's an 80 with the Deus 2. 80, 81. Yeah, stable 80, 80 with the Kruzer. '50s, fairly stable 50s. A bit more jumpy 50s, 60s. I would say that's a bullet casing. I'll come back to you in a moment. Well, the fact that I'm back, sorry, I just rubbed mud all over my face. Brilliant, fantastic job. Yeah, the fact that I'm back shows you that that wasn't a bullet casing, even though it was the same sort of signal as here. And it's, I don't know, it's, is it a tag or some kind of rivet? Like, there is writing on that, so it may not be particularly old, but it's certainly more interesting than a bullet casing. Yeah, okay, well, I'll clean that up. We'll have a look at it later. Z and G or something like that. Oh, I don't know which way around that goes. Okay, so not too bad a find. About 4 or 5 inches. Both of them hit that, but there was a very stable signal off the Deus. Not too bad a signal with the Kruzer, but a little bit more jumpy. So I think the Deus wins with that one. Moving on. Well, here's a lovely signal from the Deus. That's 88. Very stable, solid. A little bit of an 89. There, 88. Over to the Kruzer. 76, 78, 77, but stable. This way, 76, 78, 77, also very stable. But the 70s on the Kruzer is normally aluminium. You know, something, an aluminium piece with a shape like a lid or something. But we'll have a look. I'll come back to you in a moment. Well, that was a lovely sounding signal on the Deus. It's about 3 inches down. You can see it has some lettering on it and a pattern. It's definitely aluminium. The question is, what is it? It could be, I don't know if it's a part of a cigar tube. I mean, that was clear on the Kruzer that that was going to be aluminium for me. 88. You know, I'm still learning this machine with the Deus, but I would have said 88 wouldn't normally be aluminium. You can get it in the 80s, true. Yeah, not sure about that one. In this case, I think the Kruzer actually came out on top. But I am finding that mostly they draw, they're the same, or the Deus comes out on top. But this one, I would say, is won by the Kruzer. Interesting. I know you guys want me to tell you, do I think it's worth the money? And I'm not going to tell you yet. A little bit more testing, and maybe I will let you know. See what the next. So this one's a very wispy target with the, you could easily, I mean, I've had to turn the volume up on this so I could catch that. 67, 65, 69, 72. 66, 67, 64. Okay, and with the Kruzer, well, it's an unmistakable target, but it's not big. It's jumping numbers. It's all over the place. I don't know. I'll come back to you in a minute when I've dug that. Just a lead bullet, missing the steel tip or iron tip. Okay, moving on. So I have no idea what I've got here. There's a very strong 80 signal, 82, 83, 84, 80, Kruzer, 30s, 50s, 70s, 60s, 70s, 60s, 50s. Bullet casing maybe? Don't know. Come back to you in a moment. Well, I don't know yet. That was a more stable signal on the Deus. Very jumpy on the Kruzer. What is it, you might ask? Well, I can tell you now, that's very heavy. So it could be just a squished musket ball. But it clearly isn't, I guess. Just a musket ball. Well, that's an unusual one. You have no idea what that is. You see, it's hollowed out inside, so I'll have to clean that up when I get home. Is that a very big musket ball that's somehow gone over? Could be a pig, what they call a pig slayer, which is a big lead bullet that they fire out of a shotgun. Well, they used to. I don't know about this one. It's an unusual one. Better ID with the, or at least a more stable signal with the Deus. You would still dig that with the Kruzer, or at least I would, although it's a very jumpy signal. But then again, I dig pretty much everything, so yeah. Moving on. Well, I got no idea with this one. Whoa! 2 lorries nearly collided. Okay, that was interesting. Okay, anyway, 82, 84. Oh, there we go, 83. This way, 83, 84. I know you can't really see that screen, sorry. With the Kruzer, 57, 58, 60, but a nice stable signal. 60, 15 and 61. Yeah, that's a stable signal. Not sure what it is, but I'll dig it and I'll let you know. What is this target going to be? Shotgun end. Okay. So that's what a shotty end sounds like. Don't know if he's a pinfire one. Looks like to have something on the end there, on the edge of it. Could be an old pinfire. Okay, cool. Moving on. Okay, so Deus 2, 88. Very stable, 88. Not moving, doesn't change numbers. 88. Same that way. Sorry, I was off the target a little bit. 88, maybe 89 occasionally. And with the Kruzer, '76, '72, '74. Same that way round. '70s. I would say that's a piece of aluminium with the Kruzer, but we'll dig it and find out. See you in a moment. That was a lovely stable 88 on that Deus. 70s signal in the Kruzer, which is nearly always aluminium. Not always, but often. I'm guessing that's like a cigarilla case. Yeah, I mean, is it rubbish? I guess for a lot of people it is. Yeah, couldn't pass that up at 88, could you? The Kruzer, I don't know. I think in this case the Kruzer won that one, so I don't know where we're at on this hunt. Probably mostly tie, but with 2 each, 2 wins on either side. So yeah, okay. I mean, I've had hunts where the Deus shines, comes out clearly on top. This is frozen ground. It's very difficult to dig here. The conditions are hard. It's cold. So all of these things have to be taken into consideration. Having said that, the Kruzer, it consistently hits with this sort of stuff. Okay, moving on. There's another one. 60s, 65, 63, 65, 66. Let's go this way. 70. Interesting change. 71. Okay. So it's different depending on the angle. This one, 35, 36, fairly stable. That way around. Oh, very squeaky. 30s. Now, I would have said cornel button. I'll come back to it in a moment when I've dug it. I've been wrong already today. Just randomous aluminium Rex. Moving on. I have a signal here with a Deus. 78, 79. You can tell by the sound, it's elongated. So it's not a coin, it's not a nice snappy sound. That's 78, 79, that's double tapping, or there's 2 targets. So it's either on the surface or there's 2 targets there. Kruzer. '30s, '40s, '50s. So it's possible that there are 2 targets here. '40s, '50s. Okay, I'll dig them and come back to you. Okay, 2 identical bullet casings, probably fired from the same rifle. Laying about 4 inches away from each other. Both detectors picked up there were 2 signals. The Deus gave exactly the same numbers. This was a 78 for both signals. The Kruzer was 2 different numbers, 40s and then 50s, I think it was. I would have to rewatch the footage, but it wasn't exactly the same. So okay, not good targets, you could argue, but I would say the Deus won on that one. definitely ID'd the targets as being exactly the same. So I don't know what angle they were in, and this is something that is relevant to these machines. If you have a coin on its side, the Kruzer might struggle, whereas the Deus might not. So there's an argument to be made about this machine, but is it really worth double the Kruzer? Okay, moving on. Okay, Deus 2, 62, 63, 62, very stable, 63, 62, 63, same this way, 62, 63. Okay, Kruzer, 30s, mainly 30s, a little bit jumpy, mainly 30s. This way, '30s, '20s, bit more jumpy that way. Could be aluminium. Okay, be back in a minute. And yep, that's what it was. Aluminium. Jumpy signal because it's an odd shape with the Kruzer. Very, very stable signal with the Deus 2 on that. But the numbers weren't that good. Don't know what to think about that one. Okay. 74. 75. Kruzer. 40s. Quite stable. Don't know about that one. Come back in a minute. Just more aluminium. Moving on. Deus 2, 68, 69, 68, 70, 69. Kruzer, 30s, 20s. Not happy. Let's have a look, see what that is. Probably junk. Kind of junk, but it's a bullet with a steel tip. Iron tip. Okay. Moving on. Oh, that got smashed flat.